Our next speaker is Laco. He's quite an entertainer, great at discussing and sharing ideas with you on technological solutions, especially cloud-based business solutions, including Microsoft Office 365, SharePoint, and a few other pieces of software and technology. So he's going to talk to you about how to use that technology to help solve your business problems. And as you know, we're moving to a world of more of cloud-based. Zero is one of those things. So we'd like to bring on Laco on and thank him.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Laco. I'm from Be Cloudsmart, and I usually do the talk together with Dave, but unfortunately Dave is somewhere in the middle of nowhere in New South Wales, probably without an internet connection, doing the work. So today's topic, we decided I'm going to be talking about work the way you live. What I mean by that is I heard over the past few presentations really nice keywords: technology, email, documents in the cloud. I've heard some conversion rates, your sales and lead conversion rates, your profit and loss statements, and all the data. So what I'm going to try to talk today about is how do we connect all of those dots together. But before I go there, I do also have some demo ready. The computer is quite old, so we will see how much I can get and how much I can show you. But I would like to talk about digital transformation. Does anyone know what digital transformation is? Or at least some keywords or some synonyms, what digital transformation is all about? Has anyone heard the term? All right, so when people mention digital transformation, we tend to think it's all about technology. But I took some of the different explanation what digital transformation is, and it is a methodology where organization transform or create new business model and culture using digital technology. So what I mean by that? There are two steps to it. First step is all about creating or transforming the organization and come up with a new business model. The second step is all about culture. By culture, I mean people that work in your organization. And we know we've got two different kinds of people, the left side brain and a right side brain. And we know that one can contribute to one area of the business and the other half can contribute to another area of the business. So it's very important when you think of digital transformation to think of how you can disturb the model. And it's all up to you as a business owner, as the directors, the executives, is to take that approach, decide either yourself or in a board, how do you want to actually change the business where you are today. Unfortunately, there is no other way. At some point, the digital Darwinism will catch you, and it's unkind to people. In other words, how I can describe what is happening is if you imagine a huge wave, a tidal wave that is coming towards our shore, and you actually don't know how to surf. So if you work with Be Cloudsmart, we can actually show you how to surf that wave, and hopefully we won't fall down and we don't break arms and legs, and we try to somehow survive. Now, for the digital transformation, it definitely needs to be an approach from the top, from the board, from the owners, from the founders of the business to the bottom. And at the same time, it has to be from the bottom up. So you need to allow your people to actually innovate and contribute to your business. And there are some stats that I've read. I've heard here it's about 50% of people are not engaged at their job. What I've read was 13%. It's only 13% of our workforce is engaged. So the remaining amount of 77% is not really engaged. I also heard here that there is a lot of distraction when we work. Social network, emails, phone calls, probably news, internet, other colleagues. We look at it different way. Why don't we use that as an advantage? So some of the solutions that I'll be talking about, I'll show you how to actually use social network, how to use all the data you have in your business and connect everything together to actually collaborate, innovate in a business, and have right data at the right time at your fingertips. Now, the digital transformation is not a one-off project. So if you think of that, you decide in a business, oh yeah, let's go and change and let's introduce some new cool cloud technology or new solutions. It's like having a party with lots of pizzas and balloons. Then once all the pizza is gone, you come back to your desks and you do work the way that you used to do it. So that's not the right approach. Probably to successfully transform your businesses from where you are today to where you want to be in the future is to be open-minded, to think of new opportunities or the new business models that are coming up, and don't be afraid of the technology. There are some risks with it, and some of the stats that I've pulled for today's presentation is that 52% of companies that were Fortune 500 companies in year 2000 have been either acquired, merged, or went bankrupt. We've got 55% companies from the Fortune 500 list that made loss in 2015. So they all have to adapt, they all have to transform to new business models. Now, we also have some research done on how long it took for a company to actually become part of the S&P 500 or Fortune 500 list. In the previous century, it was 58 years. In year 2000, it was about 15 years. Sorry, in 2015 it was about 15 years. There are some discussions that in 2020, it will only be 12 years. So everything is getting faster and faster and faster. Well, going broke is probably as well as good as making it, because I don't think so anyone can be successful without actually failing and probably going broke, so they can learn and do it again. Now, I'm supposed to be talking about Office 365 and Microsoft. So it is one of the product family that we work with. And the reason I picked a couple of those solutions, and I'll try to also do some demo, is some of those products, two of those products, if you don't follow Microsoft, you probably wouldn't even be familiar with them. They are still in preview. They're not available to general public. Power BI, if you are a Sondergaard client, you might be already using Power BI, or you might be using Zero. And Zero released a content pack add-on onto Power BI, where you can have a look at your business data that are refreshed or that are actually always live at any given time as a business owner. You can access your dashboards on a phone or via tablet or a PC. Now, is here any restaurant owner or any business owner that their staff doesn't have a computer? Okay, so we don't. Mobile coffee van. And does she employ staff? No. All right. So one of the tools that Microsoft released is Staff Hub. So Microsoft tries to deliver a lot of solutions for small businesses, especially for businesses that have desk-free workers or workers that don't have PCs and laptops. What do they have? Does anyone know what every worker has? A mobile phone. Exactly. So what the deskless workers do is they use phone probably all day. They go on Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, and they can also go on the Staff Hub. So Microsoft can deliver within Office 365 a rostering and scheduling solution for you as a business owner to actually schedule shifts, assign staff to different shifts, also allow the staff to communicate, request the leave and the day off, swap hours between the staff, etc. Very simple solution, probably a solution that a lot of small businesses struggle with if they need to manage staff and different rosters and maybe different locations. So the desk-free workers can view schedules, swap shifts, request time off, find information, have a chat, the same way as they use Facebook. So what managers can do is managers can create schedules, approve requests, share information with their staff. So it's very nice product, very simple. All you need to go is go to your store, whether you are Android or iPhone user, download Staff Hub. If you are Office 365 subscriber, it doesn't cost you $1. You're already paying for it. Now, if you look at what Microsoft has done over the past 5 years, that's about the age of Office 365, which, by the way, is the most profitable business within Microsoft. They've came up with 390-something new features within their products. Did the price change? No. You still pay the same price. You're just getting new and new features. Another really interesting product that they've released is called Bookings, where you can schedule your staff and assign services you provide and let people to book the meetings with them through the website. Unfortunately, that's not available in Australia yet, but something that will come. The second solution that helps businesses to collaborate and be more productive and look at the data and put the data or surface the data that you need at the right time is called Microsoft Teams. The announcement was made about 3 weeks ago, and Microsoft released Teams for preview. And Microsoft Teams allow you to take what we call a Facebook chat into a business environment, where you can actually have a chat conversations that relate to a project, and at the same time you can link your documents, you can do your audio or video conferencing, you can invite external people. You can also attach dashboards from various other systems like Power BI with your accounting data, or Power BI dashboards with your website traffic, or your data from your CRM system. So at any given time, you have real-time access to the data that you need to make a decision. And I'll come back to it, why the data is important in the digital transformation. The last tool that I'd like to introduce is Power BI. In other words, Power BI BI stands for Business Intelligence, and it's a tool that allows you to look at your business data, and that doesn't really matter whether it's coming from an Excel spreadsheet, servers, or it's publicly available, or your accounting software, or your CRM software, or your inventory management software. It allows you to build the dashboards that you need to make the business decisions and have access to those dashboards and data real time, whatever device you use, wherever you are. And if you need, you can share the dashboards either internally or externally. Now that's a pretty big thing, and I know that this will work on the laptop, so I'll show you some zero Power BI dashboard and the data that is available at the click of a button. Now, I'd like to come back to the digital transformation, and there are 5 steps that you need to take in order to become successful. The step number 1 is understand your mission. Understand why are you here and what you're trying to do with your business and what you're trying to accomplish. Step number 2 is be culture digital. That means find the right business model. Even if the model does not exist today, find the right people that know how to color outside of the lines, but also inside of the lines if they have to. Hire them, obviously, and build the culture of digital. So make sure that everyone encourages digital and the digital technology. Remember, once you get the business model right and you get the culture right, then start looking at the disruptive technologies. Social media has been here for a decade, probably over a decade. Mobile, cloud, big data. But we also have augmented reality, virtual reality. We've got artificial intelligence. We've got cognitive. We've got machine learning. We've got quite a common term these days is bots. Has anyone heard of bots? Bots are new apps. So instead of downloading apps, you're just going to have a bot, and bot will take care of all the decisions you have to make. So think of your customer service. Now you might have a traditional phone line. You might have a Twitter embedded or a ticketing system in your customer service. Think of a bot that will actually read your business data, learn from it, and provide the information to your customers before they probably know what they need help with. Because all the data will exist, and the machine learning behind that technology can learn and can make better decisions than we can. And I'm not talking about something that does not exist. If any of you was at XeroCon in Brisbane, you might have seen the CEO embedding the chat bot into Facebook chat. And you just ask it in a Facebook chat, who owes me money? And it just gave you the list who is your debtor. Or, what's my average day to pay invoices? And the bot just responded. I've seen presentations where you can drive the entire customer service using bots, where bots can understand who you are, what sort of service contracts and SLAs you've got in place, can go and search the knowledge base about the products that you sell and respond appropriately to people whenever they want, whenever they are available, or whatever channel that they want. It doesn't have to necessarily be chat. It can be any other channel. Step number 4, move away from gut-driven decisions. It's all about having a data and making a data-driven decisions. There is a lot of data in every single business to make those decisions, and you can't or you won't be able to function without the data decisions in the future. Probably the last, not least, important step is encourage co-innovation and encourage co-creation. So you want to build, together with your team, you want to build platforms and models that not only you can use, but perhaps even your competition can use. Thank you very much. If you have any questions.
Thank you, Laco.
I didn't have enough time to do presentation, so if you guys are interested to have a look at some of those tools, I've got laptop connected.
Great, thank you, Laco. Last sponsor to second last sponsor to thank is Lutech. If you're looking for ways to save money by finding the right people for your team, or saving time by finding the right people for your team, then you should look at Lutech. Lutech provide the resources to get the right job for the right place and the right fit.